Hello, and welcome to another iteration of Violet Does Things on the Internet under the username Rotary of Hyperfixations, because Violet has too many things that she likes. Yeah, welcome to this perfume video. It's the first perfume video I'm making. It's a top 10 video of my favorite perfumes of all time, and I'm now regretting putting all of the perfumes in frame for the beginning of this video, because you might just click out and be like, well, we already know what they are. I hope you won't. I hope you'll stay. But yeah, these are most of them. There's one more that's missing from the frame that I'm gonna wait till the end to talk to you about, because it's like not just discontinued, it's so rare that I'm pretty sure you can't even buy like a decant or an unopened version on eBay. Like, I haven't seen it on eBay in a very long time because it was never very popular to begin with, and you know, I'm getting too into it. I have a lot of really niche perfumes, not niche, but like old or hard to find perfumes that are my favorites. So I'll try to focus on the ones that you can get first, just so that you are not bored by the fact that you know you can't get the really exciting ones that I really like. So I'll talk about the ones that you can get first. Yeah. So the first one we're going to talk about is this. This is Demeter's Vetiver. This is their mainline Vetiver. It's not their naturals line of Vetiver. I'm not sure why they have two different versions, frankly. It's a little bit weird, but I really prefer this one. I think I once got a sample of the like naturals line version of the Vetiver, and I didn't like it nearly as much. And I've also read the reviews, and some people say the naturals line doesn't last as long. So I don't really understand the point of it if it smells different and also doesn't last as long. Although I guess maybe some people prefer the naturals line version. I don't know. But this one from the regular line that's just called Vetiver, it doesn't have any pictures on it. It doesn't have anything fancy about the bottle. It just says Vetiver in like white text over dark blue. This is the one that is one of my favorites. I once ran out of it. Well, not ran out. I once used it up to like about here, and then it went bad. And honestly, I'm kind of regretting when I picked it up recently to replace it. I'm regretting not getting the bigger bottle because I love it that much. I wear this to bed. This is my bedtime fragrance. I wear it to sleep. It is so soothing and comforting and warm and like very earthy, kind of woody, kind of grassy. It's like it's almost like my touchstone for what Vetiver should smell like, because Vetiver is like a note that appears in a lot of other perfumes. And so I have this as like, this is what Vetiver can smell like in its most pure form. That being said, I don't actually know what they use to make this. Demeter Perfumes is really good at having scents that are like very specific, but I can't guarantee that this is exactly what pure Vetiver essential oil or pure Vetiver like extract is. I don't know a lot about like the nitty-gritty of like sourcing perfume ingredients, so I genuinely don't know what they put in here. So I can't guarantee that it's the best Vetiver perfume out there, but I can tell you that it is my favorite Vetiver perfume out there. Yeah, this is really good. It's very masculine leaning, so if you are the kind of person who prefers feminine perfumes, obviously I think anyone of any gender should wear whatever they think smells nice on them. But yeah, this is very masculine, so if you don't like masculine scents, this isn't for you. yeah. Demeter Vetiver, one of my faves. What should we do next? What should we do next? All right, I have moved some of the fragrances to the left of the frame because they're discontinued and I want to remember to save them for the end of the video. So the rest of the perfumes are in no particular order except that they're all available, and I'll let you know when I switch from available to unavailable. Some of them you still can get on, like, you know, secondhand websites like Facebook and eBay, but the ones that are discontinued are the ones that you can't get from any reliable source. Yeah, and usually that does include gray market places, because I do personally buy from gray market like perfume warehouses, I guess. I can put some links in the description if you don't know what I'm talking about, but like there are multiple different websites that sell discounted perfumes that are genuine, but usually they're like, you know, testers that were sent to stores, but then they never actually got used as testers, so they just like sell them at a discount. Sometimes they have unopened bottles that were just overstock, so they sell them at a discount, that kind of thing. So yeah, I like gray market websites, and if I count something as discontinued, it means that they are not even available on the gray market websites, which is really frustrating. I really wish that my favorite perfumes were all available, but they're not. Yeah, okay, rant over. I'm hopefully going to save that till later in the video. We'll see how I edit this. The next favorite perfume is Midnight Fantasy by Britney Spears. Focus, please. Okay. I think that's about as good as we're gonna be able to get it. I shouldn't have knocked that over. Okay. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. That's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay. Okay. Alright. Anyway, we're talking about this one. The blue one. The one in the middle. This one. Midnight Fantasy by Britney Spears. It's great. It's like really juicy. I think the main note of it is plum, but to me it smells a little bit like Fruit Loops and a little bit like blackcurrant. And if you know anything about me, you know I love Ribena. Ribena is a blackcurrant like drink that you can only get overseas. It is not really sold in America, and I hate that. You can get it sometimes in Chinatown, and it's like branded with Chinese letters, and so you can barely tell that it's Ribena, except that it says blackcurrant in English and somewhere on the juice box. They come in juice boxes. They're for kids. I don't know why. Blackcurrant is such a great taste, and it's also such a great fragrance note. I'm obsessed with blackcurrant. This is not blackcurrant, technically, but it reminds me of the way blackcurrant smells. This has plum, and I think I'm not gonna remember the perfume notes now. Now that I've said that it has plum in it, I can't remember anything else that it has in it, but I'll put the perfume notes that I found on Fragrantica on screen, hopefully. Yeah, it's a really good fragrance. I wish my camera knew how to stay steady and focus on things. That'd be great. If it could focus. Can you please focus? Can you? Midnight Fantasy by Britney Spears, I think, was released a few years after Fantasy. Fantasy is the original. It comes in a pink bottle. I have it. I don't have it here because it is not my favorite. But Fantasy by Britney Spears has kiwi and a bunch of other stuff, and it's a very nice fruity, like floral. Emphasis on the fruit nowadays. I think it's been reformulated a few times, but Midnight Fantasy, the blue one, the dark blue one, the second ever fantasy perfume, the first flanker, it's way better. This is the 1 ounce because I'm a perfume hoarder. I'm a perfume hoarder, and generally possibly a regular hoarder as well. I'm working on it. So I don't need the 3.3 ounce. I don't even need the 1.7 ounce. I need the smallest version possible because I genuinely don't know if I'll go through it or not. And that's not to say it's not one of my favorites. It's just that I have ADHD and I'm sensation seeking or sensory seeking. What's, like, I forget what the term is, but there's a term for, like, looking for new novel experiences and sensations, and that is something that a lot of ADHD people experience, including myself. So, like, I like trying new perfumes. And trying new perfumes is, like, one of my hobbies, honestly. So, you know, sometimes I'll go on a perfume website that either sells all the same brand or multiple different brands, and I'll just get a lot of samples. And I'll just wait eagerly at the door for my perfume order to arrive that day. And then, well, not the same day that I order. That'd be insane. I don't like when brands do that, by the way. They're like, order now and you can get delivery by the same day. That's weird. Stop trying to make workers work even more than they already do. Anyway, I hate Amazon. We hate Amazon on this channel. Anyway. But yeah. I really like perfume. I'm a perfume hoarder and I don't need any more. I don't need any more than the 1 ounce. The 1 ounce is great. The 1 ounce is fine. I'm gonna spray it on right now, actually. This is what the sprayer looks like if you're curious. Yay. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, this smells really good. It's like really fruity, but like also really intense and sort of deep smelling. Is that a word that people use to describe perfumes? I certainly hope so. Or else I'm gonna sound a bit weird. I always sound a bit weird. I need to stop having a hang up about that. I sound a bit weird. That's okay. But it's cool. We're good. If you've ever been excluded from the party or from the friend group, come to my channel. We're good here. I'm weirder than you are, so you're welcome. Unless you're somehow weirder than I am. But then you're also welcome to be here. This is hopefully a friendly space. Hopefully. I don't have a lot of viewers yet, so I can't say for certain, but like, you know, subscribe. Yeah, it smells really intense and like dark berry notes. Not bright color, not bright notes. Like, it doesn't really smell citrusy. It doesn't really smell like strawberries or like any sort of fruit that smells bright, if that makes sense. Like, it doesn't smell like pineapple. It smells like plum and blackberries and maybe blackcurrant, maybe red currant. Like, it smells like a lot of those really dark colored fruits. Does that make sense? It's really good. It's really fruity. It's a little bit musky. And it's just really nice. You should go get it. You should try it. It's like really cheap. It's really inexpensive for perfumes. I should say for perfumes because it is an expensive hobby. Perfumes are considered a luxury good, and for good reason, because you don't need them to survive. You can just go your whole life without ever buying or even smelling perfume, and that's fine. That's good. I'm not one of those people. I'm very intent on experiencing scents, but you know, but this one for perfume is very inexpensive. I think I got this one for under $20. And it's a fair amount. 1 ounce doesn't sound like a lot, and it looks pretty small in my hands, but it'll last you a fair amount of time. Like, even if you wear it every day, this will be like good for the next probably 6 months, if not a year. And you know, if you don't use it every day, then it'll last a lot longer than that. And I won't go into like how to store your perfume so it doesn't go bad. Perfumes can go bad, and I've had that happen before where they just smell completely different and they don't last as long, and like the juice changes color, the juice being the liquid inside the bottle. And yeah, perfumes can go bad, but I won't go into like how to store perfumes because that's a whole other topic. Yeah. This is that in focus? Yeah. This is Layali by Swiss Arabian. It is the eau de parfum version rather than the, I forget what it's called, but there's another version that's like more of an oil, I think. I think it's an oil. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's slightly different. It comes in a very, very similar bottle. But this one, I promise, is the eau de parfum version. So it has, you know, the classic sprayer thingy. The other one doesn't have a sprayer, which is why I think it's important to note there are two different versions, and I have the perfume one that has the spray. Also, look at this cap. I need us all to admire the rainbow of this cap. That's so pretty. Like, sometimes I'll photograph this with like sunlight because it's pretty, and I also have a fragrance Instagram where I post photos of my perfume bottles and talk about them. So sometimes I photograph them in sunlight. This casts such pretty shadows, like in the sunlight, like it literally casts rainbows around it. It's so pretty. Also, this is really nice. This is missing a gemstone. That's fine. Let's turn it around. That's better. All right. Layali by Swiss Arabian. This is... This was only purchased when I realized that Midnight Fantasy does not have blackcurrant in its notes. I've been wanting a blackcurrant fragrance. I thought I had found it in Midnight Fantasy, and it turns out that doesn't have blackcurrant in it. It smells really beautiful, and I could swear it has blackcurrant in it. But when you actually look at the notes, it doesn't. So I thought, well, if I can find a similar perfume that actually does have blackcurrant in the notes, I might even like that better. And yes and no. I still love Midnight Fantasy. I think it's gorgeous. But I did find this, and this does have blackcurrant in its notes. And it does smell distinctly different from Midnight Fantasy. And it smells really, really nice and almost a little bubblegummy. It's really beautiful. It's such a nice fragrance. It has a lot of darker, muskier, sort of woodsy notes. I think it has oud as a note. I don't know if I'm misremembering that. Hopefully I'll put something on screen about that. Yeah. Layali by Swiss Arabian, the eau de parfum. It is very, very pretty. It is definitely not a summer perfume. Midnight Fantasy, you could get away with it, but Layali, I'd say you cannot wear this in the summer, which sucks because that's where I'm filming this, and I really want to wear it because I'm talking about it and I really like it. But yeah, this is definitely like a fall-winter fragrance. You could try it in spring. It might bring out a little bit more of like the top notes in spring, and they were really nice. But I'd consider this mostly a fall-winter perfume. Is that all I have to say? Yeah. Alright. So we did Vetiver, we did Midnight Fantasy, we did Layali. What's next? Okay, this one involves a fair amount of explanation. Hopefully I'll get through it quickly. I'm sorry if I'm boring you with all my talking, but that is kind of the point of the video. Yeah. Okay. So, this is, let's get it in focus. This is an awesome perfume. This is not how I originally experienced it, but it is the same perfume, just differently formatted. It's in a different bottle, but the juice is exactly the same as when it was sold like this. So it was originally called Bat by Zoologist. You can't really read that in this lighting, but I swear it says Zoologist. This is their 2016 formulation. And that's important because it was discontinued. And that sucked. I actually bought a bottle in 2019, like a small travel size sprayer like this. I bought a backup of it in 2019 when it was being discontinued because I thought like I'd never be able to get this scent again. Joke's on me. The perfumer behind this scent, who is not the same person as the person who runs Zoologist. Zoologist, like, I think the word is commissions fragrances from perfumers and then like bottles them and like does all the design work around selling them. So like Zoologist is the idea of all these fragrances, and then they put them together. I think his name is Victor, the person behind Zoologist. My point is that he himself is not a perfumer. He commissions perfumes for his brand, which is a very common way that perfume brands function. Yeah, so like, you know, Britney Spears isn't a perfumer, but she does, I assume, is in charge in some way of her fragrance line. I hope. So yeah, this I thought was being discontinued in 2019. And it turns out that Ellen Covey, I don't know how to say her last name, I'm sorry. Ellen Covey is the perfumer behind this, and she just sells it. She just sells it under her own brand called Olympic Orchids. It's called Night Flyer when she sells it because of copyright reasons, I believe. So Night Flyer instead of Bat 2016. And I say 2016 even though it doesn't say 2016 on the bottle because they didn't realize it was going to be discontinued. So this was just the Bat fragrance for like 3 years. And then it got discontinued, and then they brought out a new one in 2020 called Bat 2020. And sometimes people don't put the date that it was released when they review Bat, and I get so annoyed because there are 2 different versions and they smell different. This is Bat 2016, and as you can see, I have emptied this bottle. I didn't use it up, I actually decanted it because I wanted it in a roller ball so that I could wear it as a roller ball and as a spray. Yeah. And I do still have that original backup that I got in 2019. I still have that unopened. If anybody wants this, like a full unopened version of this packaging with the original juice inside, let me know. I am looking into selling it. So if anyone's interested, comment down below. That's a lot of talking about this one fragrance, and I haven't even told you how it smells. This smells like really wet dirt. It smells like compost. And I know that's not something that everyone has smelled, especially if, like, you're a city person. But, like, I grew up in the suburbs, and my parents are, like, they're not quite hippies, but they're adjacent. They're adjacent to hippies. My mom cares about the environment, you know, and she really loves gardening. So when I was a kid, we would, like, you know, tend to the garden together. We would, like, go to the compost heap, as we call it, which is just a pile of dirt in the backyard that is covered with, like, dead food. So, like, banana peels, eggshells, coffee grounds sometimes, you know, onion skin, just like a lot of random organic stuff that you use in the kitchen that is waste product, kitchen waste. We would just put that in a pile in the backyard, and if you wait long enough, it just breaks down into dirt because of the microorganisms, because of the bugs, because of all the other healthy things that should be a part of dirt. So when I say dirt, I don't just mean any dirt, I mean compost dirt, like really rich soil that has a lot of vitamins and nutrients that is required to like grow plants. That's like a really strong scent memory for me, compost is. And so the fact that this has compost as a note is like a big reason why it's one of my favorites, I think. It smells like compost. I think it has banana as a note in it. I should have really looked up the notes. Then again, it's kind of interesting to see which notes stand out to me. Let me smell this real quick. Yeah. So like banana, wet compost, but not like gross. I feel like when you get compost too wet, it starts to smell a little bit gross. Like it starts to bring that anaerobic bacteria that smells really, really nasty. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about healthy dirt. I don't know how else to say this, but there's like different smells of different types of dirt, and some smell good, to me at least, and that's healthy dirt smell. And then there's also unhealthy dirt smell, which can smell a lot of different ways, and they're all bad. Yeah, it smells like correct dirt. You know what it smells like? It smells a little bit like potting soil that you get in like a bag. It doesn't smell quite like that because I feel like a lot of potting soil has added fertilizer in it, which it pisses me off. Don't get me started. But potting soil itself without the fertilizer is just peat bog stuff. Like it's peat moss. It's the stuff they dig up from peat bogs, which is a whole other topic because they shouldn't be doing that, because peat bogs are a limited resource. They have been around for thousands and thousands of years, and we cannot recreate them. Once we use up all the peat bogs, they're gone. So don't buy, this is a tangent, but don't buy potting soil that has peat moss in it. Use other soils. A great alternative is coconut coir. Coir? I'm not sure how to say that. Coconut coir. Buy that instead for your potting soil needs. It's way better, and it's renewable. You can get it forever, and it won't deteriorate the peat bogs until there's none left. So, don't use peat moss. I'll get off of my very small high horse now. You know what this smells like? This smells a little bit like melon rind, too. Like the rind of a cantaloupe. Yeah, it's like the rind of a cantaloupe that is not gone bad, and also compost, and also banana peel. And like maybe a little bit of floral, but like nothing that you can really point out. Like maybe a little bit of jasmine, but like it's mostly about the compost for me. It's mostly about smelling like a garden. Yeah, I really recommend it. It's good. Support your local or maybe not so local perfumers. Okay, we only have 2 left before we get into the discontinued scents. Let's go. This is also by Zoologist. This is Hummingbird, and it's probably the most wearable scent that I have by Zoologist. I really love Zoologist perfumes because a lot of them are not wearable. They're like really interesting and different and unique and not at all conventional. This is the exception to that. There are a few exceptions because they have a lot of perfumes at this point. But Hummingbird is, I'd say, one of the more conventional ones. It's a fruity floral. It's kind of what you'd expect from a hummingbird perfume because hummingbirds drink the sweet nectar from flowers. So yeah, it smells like flowers. It smells like fruit. It's a fruity floral. Yeah, it smells like when you take strawberries and put like cane sugar on top. Like you take like granulated sugar, not powdered sugar, granulated sugar, and you like dust it on top of cut strawberries. Like cut, fully prepared strawberries. You put granulated sugar on top, and then you mix it up, and it creates like this sort of like syrup from the juices of the strawberries and the granulated sugar. It creates like a strawberry fresh syrup. That's what this smells like, mixed with a few florals. So like probably jasmine, maybe gardenia. Am I smelling gardenia? I feel like I'm smelling gardenia. I don't know if I am. I should look up the perfume notes when I'm editing this and correct myself. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. It's a fruity floral, but it's an unexpected fruity floral. It does not smell like Britney Spears Fantasy. It does not smell like literally any other perfume I've tried. And I've tried a fair amount, I feel like. There are still a lot of celebrity scents that I haven't tried. But like I've smelled, what is it, Cloud by Ariana Grande? That's fine. That's all right. I've smelled a few other Ariana Grande scents. I forget which ones. But yeah, this is nothing like any of the celebrity perfumes that I've tried. It's a fruity floral, but it's not conventional. It's not what you would expect, and I'm not exactly sure what notes in the fragrance are making it smell so unique. So maybe I'll edit in something here about that. Yeah. Hummingbird by Zoologist. This is a newer bottle. They have redone their branding to be all white instead of all black. I don't know why they did that, but they did, and I don't know when that was, but it was relatively recently. Yeah. Hummingbird. It does smell exactly the same as my older bottle does. I have two bottles of it, one in this packaging and one in the black packaging. And the new Hummingbird smells exactly the same. They have not changed it, in case anyone was worried. Obviously, they're pretty transparent when they do change things. That's why Bat 2020 is called Bat 2020. It's because it's not the original. But yeah, anyone who was worried that they weren't disclosing something about the rebrand, Hummingbird smells exactly the same, and I can confirm that for sure. It is exactly the same as it always was. It's wonderful. I believe it's won awards. I don't know which award. I'll put a thing here if I remember. Yeah, Hummingbird by Zoologist is genuinely a beautiful perfume. It's very feminine. I forget if I said that earlier. Yeah. Oh, and sorry, jumping back to Bat or Night Flyer by Ellen Covey. Jumping back to Bat, I'd say Bat is unisex. I don't think it's particularly feminine, but I also don't think it's particularly masculine. I would classify Bat as unisex, personally. But Hummingbird is definitely feminine. So if you don't like fruity florals, if you don't like feminine smelling scents, I still am not totally sure what that means, but I think fruity florals are generally classified as feminine. So this is a feminine perfume. So if you care about gender at all, you should note that down. But yeah, it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. I love this perfume. Okay. And the last one from Is this the last one? Yeah, this is the last one from Zoologist. That's in my top 10. I do have a few more, but they're not in my top 10. Civet used to be in my top 10, and then I sort of fell out of love with it. Civet is still really beautiful, but it's not here. Anyway, this is Moth. I didn't know I would love this perfume so much when I first tried it. I thought it was like way too floral for me. I thought it was way too like old and antique smelling. I'm not exactly sure how to put that any better, but it's like really like dusty smelling. It smells like a store that has not been cleaned in at least 20 years. It smells like a library that is not really well maintained and has a bunch of dust on the bookshelves and maybe has a little bit of water damage from like 10 years ago. It smells really weird, but it's also really floral. I don't know how to describe it. It's so weird, but it's really nice. It smells like the old lady who works at this library that I've imagined for this perfume. It smells like you took the environment of this library that is not very well upkept and you mixed that sort of aroma with an old lady scent that the woman working there is wearing. That's what this smells like. It smells like an old library or maybe an old antique store that sells antiques. I've been in those. They smell a little bit like this perfume, honestly. It's really nice. I'm sorry if those descriptors don't sound nice to you, but I really like them. I really do. I really like them. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I don't actually know what notes are in here. Yeah, I have no clue. I have no clue what notes are in there. It definitely smells floral, but I don't know which flowers. I guess I'll just have to put them on screen. And I would consider this a feminine perfume. It's not an average feminine perfume, but I think the florals do make it more feminine than masculine, although it does have some pretty unisex scents in there as well, with the musk and the dust and a little bit of like, I don't want to say mildew, but kind of smells a little bit like mildew. Yeah, it's really nice. I feel like I have to justify myself now. I feel like I have to be like, no, you don't understand. It smells great. Because not everyone likes the smell of old libraries, I've learned. But it's really nice. I really like this one. Yeah, Moth by Zoologist. As far as I know, this has never been reformulated, although now I'm not so sure because I can't confirm or deny that. But I'm gonna say it probably hasn't been because I haven't heard of it. And I'm usually pretty up to date with Zoologist. So, yeah, Moth by Zoologist. Very good. All right. This is the part of the video where we switch from all of the perfumes that are still available in some way, shape, or form to the perfumes that are no longer available. And that really sucks. So if you don't want to be tempted by perfumes that are really hard to find, stop watching now. You can just exit the video. You can click out, you can, exit the tab, you can click on something else on the YouTube page. Don't watch the rest of this video if you want to be tempted by perfumes that are difficult to find. Are they gone? Okay, good. This. Let's actually move these around. Hold on. Okay. This is Guerlain's Aqua Allegoria Limon Verde. I hope I said that okay. This is the most accurate and intensely zesty lime perfume I personally have ever smelled. I should mention, however, that I haven't smelled many lime perfumes, even though it's one of my favorite scents. I love the smell of lime, but I kind of found this one early on and was like, this is it. This is the perfect lime perfume. And then I never tried any others because I never felt the need to. So yeah, this is a great lime perfume. Unfortunately, it's discontinued. I don't know whether the Jo Malone fragrance that has lime in it is any good or any better, or how it compares. I might be convinced to do a video on that if anyone's curious. I know there are a lot of other lime perfumes out there, but the Jo Malone is the one I've been looking at mostly thus far, because I do want a replacement for this, because I know I can't get another bottle of it, or at least not easily. I might be able to find one on eBay, but it's probably really overpriced. This is the 4.2 fluid ounce. So this is a lot of perfume. This is like probably at least 1.7 ounces left. This is a lot of perfume. I don't need to buy any more lime perfumes for a very long time. And yet I'm tempted. I'm curious. I wonder if there's a dupe out there, and I wonder if there are any other lime perfumes that I would prefer, because I genuinely haven't tried that many. This one is very zesty, as I said, very bright, very citrusy, very specifically lime, though. There are other citrus perfumes that smell more lemon, or smell more orange, or smell more quince, or, you know, the starfruit. There are so many other citrusy type scents that still smell citrusy. Lime is actually very specific to me. Lime is like, yeah, it's very specific. It's not just citrus. It's like a very delineated specific citrus scent. And this only has lime in it. It might have a little bit of a lemongrassy note, but it doesn't have lemon, and it doesn't have orange, and it doesn't have mandarin, and it doesn't have any of those others. It just smells like lime. And that's what I love about it. It's really great. I'm sorry that it's discontinued. If I could make it not discontinued, I would, but I can't as far as I know. Guerlain. Hey, family of Guerlain, whoever's in charge of the perfume section, please bring this back if you can. I don't know if they like can no longer get the ingredients or something, and that's why they discontinued it. But if that's not the reason and there just wasn't enough interest, please make this come back. This is so important. This is the best. This is really good. Bring this back. Okay. Okay. Put this over here, actually. Way out of frame. We're done talking about that. Next. I should stop saying this every time, but this is discontinued. This is Daisy Oh So Fresh Twinkle. Daisy Oh So Fresh Twinkle. It is a flanker of a flanker. It's by Marc Jacobs, so it's not Marc Jacobs Daisy Twinkle. That's different. That's a different perfume. It's not Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh. That is a different perfume. It is Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh Twinkle. Specifically, it needs to look like this bottle and not anything else. It needs to be this color and not anything else. It needs to be this shape and not anything else. Like, I don't know why they come out with so many flankers. And to their credit, they have stopped doing that. But it also means it's really hard to get the older ones because they don't come out with the newer ones either. They just have completely stopped making so many flankers to Daisy, which in some ways is good. I think they were overdoing it. But on the other hand, they should bring this one back because this is my favorite. I've tried a few other flankers to Daisy that like came out as sets. So like there was the Twinkle set, which this is from. There was the Sunshine set, which I also have one of. There was like a Spring set. I think that was the most recent one before they stopped doing them entirely. They're all really nice, but this one's special. This one smells so distinctly of violets and raspberries, and that is just such a winning combination, honestly. It's really, really pretty. It's a floral fruity, but it's like really specific, which is kind of my thing. I like smells that don't smell like other things. I like smells that are specific and only have a few notes. I like smells that are unique. I like smells that make me go, oh, I've never smelled that before. Now that I have smelled this one, I do sometimes smell the same notes in other fragrances, but I genuinely think that this is one of the best if you want a raspberry perfume and if you want a violet perfume. It's just such a great combination of those two scents, and they smell really beautiful together in this fragrance. I've heard that Guerlain's Insolence also has those two notes. I've never smelled it, but I'm hoping that it's an okay dupe, because Guerlain's Insolence is still available as far as I know. So that'd be great. And, you know, I could probably be convinced to get Guerlain's Insolence and compare the two to know if that it's a dupe. I might do a video on that. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But anyway, this is Marc Jacobs Daisy Oh So Fresh Twinkle, and it's great. It's beautiful. It's very feminine. I would say it's about as feminine as Hummingbird, if not a little bit more. Although, you know, what is gender? I remember one time I was going to a wedding, my roommate's sister's wedding, and my roommate's boyfriend was coming, and he didn't have any perfume to wear, and he really wanted to wear something. He was like, I want to smell nice. I know you have perfume, Violet. Can I borrow some perfume to wear to this wedding? And I was like, sure, yeah, of course. And I showed him all these different perfumes, and despite the fact that he's a straight man, he went for this one. I mean, you know, straight men can do what they want with their gender. But also I found it a little surprising, but also not really. It's beautiful. So yeah, anyway, this all to say, do what you want. Just because I say something's feminine doesn't mean you can't try it. But, you know, if you historically dislike fruity florals, then you should know that you might not like this, because it is definitely a feminine fruity floral. Yeah. This is Mugler's Aura. This was discontinued way too soon. I think that this is a gorgeous fragrance, and while I get why they discontinued it, because it's not that popular, I love it. It's really good. It has a rhubarb note as like a top note. It has rhubarb as a top note, and it genuinely works. I like it. This is continuing the tradition of me liking scents that are not crowd-pleasing. But, you know, that's just kind of how it is. Yeah, it smells very green and a little citrusy and a little sharp. It smells a little fruity and a little floral, but it's mostly like green, as in like leafy. It smells leafy and fresh and clean And it smells plant matter-y. Like, I have a fragrance by Demeter called New Leaf, and it would be in the top 10 if it didn't disappear after 5 seconds. But, like, New Leaf smells very fresh and leafy in a similar way to the way this smells when you first spray it. Aura by Mugler is really, really nice. It's very leafy, green, fresh, weird, but like not so weird that you can't wear it. At least I think so. I mean, you know, if you're gonna wear like Angel, which is already a little bit weird, then I think this isn't that much of a leap. I'd say it's about as weird as like, oh, I don't know, like Bat 2016 rather, by Zoologist, or Night Flyer by Ellen Covey. Yeah, it's weird, but it's not like super weird. You can wear it. Yeah, although, you know, if you don't like rhubarb, you probably won't like this. And I don't think I've ever tasted rhubarb, actually. But it smells very earthy and leafy and green. And it also smells really sweet, actually. Like, it smells like a sweet vegetable. Like, it's a little too earthy for it to be, like, smelling like a V8 drink. And it's not fruity enough for that either. But it's kind of within that realm. It's a little bit like you're drinking V8. if you've ever had that. It's really good. It's really, and also, hold on. Can we just zoom in a little bit? Yeah. Can we look at this bottle? Oh my god. Yeah. This is so pretty, right? Like, even if you don't like the fragrance, it's so beautiful. Why did they discontinue this? Like, you're telling me you wouldn't just buy this for the bottle? It's so pretty. It's a heart wearing a crown with like a little diamond on top. It looks like it's gonna zap you with its superpowers. Like, oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, this is Aura by Mugler, or Thierry Mugler, depending on whether or not you care about the rebrand they tried to do a few years ago. It's a really good fragrance. I really like it. It's probably my favorite Mugler perfume, honestly. Not including Alien, because I have a bad scent memory with Alien, which really sucks. Alien is a gorgeous fragrance also, but I don't have it because I don't like the way it makes me remember things. But it is really pretty. But yeah, if you like Alien, but you wish it was a little bit fresher, I would definitely recommend this to try, at least, if you can find it. I know it's kind of hard to find. I know there is one website that has a sort of dupe of it. It's like supposed to smell like Aura by Mugler, and it's pretty cheap. So I will review that soon. If it's anything like this one, I'll let you know. Yeah. Yeah, I do know that you can get, like, you know, dupe brands versions of this fragrance, at least. So maybe if you're interested, you could try that one. And then if you really like it, you can get the real thing on eBay. This one I actually did buy on eBay recently for, like, I want to say around $80 shipped, which is, like, pretty expensive, but it's not more expensive than it was when it was released. Like, I think it's just sort of held its value. I don't think the value has gone up much, which probably speaks to the fact that it was never very popular. But if you like it, that means you can buy it for a pretty good price on eBay. So yeah, kind of works out. Yeah, Aura by Mugler. And that's number 9. So now we're on to number 10. What is it gonna be? Who knows? I know. It's in here. Oh. Let's ignore this. Let's pretend that I'm a normal person who didn't put that in there for some reason many years ago. Okay. But Violet, aren't you cheating? Isn't this 3 separate perfumes? Yes, but only one of them's my favorite. Okay, so this is... Do I not have the original box? I guess I don't. This is from a very particular sample set that never had full bottles. This is from a particular sample set that never had full bottles. It was released by TokyoMilk in, I think, 2008. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong here. And it's really beautiful. They're all really beautiful, but this one specifically, fragrance number 101 by Margot Elena, has patchouli and tundra moss as its notes. And those are the only 2 notes in this particular vial. And I've been saving it for over 10 years because it's genuinely my favorite perfume of all time. And it really sucks that I only got 1 little sample vial of it. And also I will say, these little stickers that look like Cheerios in different colors, these were not on the original bottles. I put them on there to help differentiate them because the numbers are kind of hard to read. But the pink one, number 101, is my favorite. It has patchouli, it has tundra moss, and it genuinely smells like it has more than that because it's so beautiful and so deep and complex. I'm genuinely shocked that it doesn't have more notes than that. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I'm so sad you can't get this anymore. I basically never spray it because I want to preserve it for as long as possible, and it still smells good. So like I don't want it to go bad on me because I can still remember how it smelled, and I can remember the feelings I felt when I first smelled it. And it was like, it was hopeful, and it was sunshiny, and it was like such a great day when I smelled this. And it's partially because I love this perfume so much that it made me just really happy at a time when I was clinically depressed. So like, this perfume means a surprising amount to me. Just because it smells so nice, and it reminds me that life is good, actually. That sounds really depressing and kind of like I'm putting a lot on this tiny perfume, but that's just kind of how it is. Yeah, TokyoMilk is a really good brand. I really like a lot of Margot Elena's stuff, but I think TokyoMilk is my favorite sub-brand of all of her brands. Margot Elena has a lot of brands, and some of them have been discontinued, unfortunately. I have a perfume from her brand called Love and Toast. Love and Toast is the sub-brand, and then underneath that I have a perfume called Mandarin Tea. And that is a really pretty perfume. It's not one of my favorites, but it is really nice. I'm really glad I got a full bottle of that before it got discontinued. But yeah, the whole Love and Toast line is completely discontinued, which makes me sad. And this is also discontinued, which makes me even sadder. TokyoMilk is still going. And I do have another TokyoMilk perfume that I like called Everything and Nothing, but it's not my favorite. This one's my favorite. 101 by TokyoMilk, Margot Elena. I think this might not even be allowed to be produced anymore because it has tundra moss as a component, and I'm not sure whether that's legally allowed or whether it's not legally allowed in certain amounts or what's going on with that. But it's really beautiful, and it's my favorite perfume of all time. I just wish I could get more. Yeah, that's it. That's the video. that's the video. Boop, 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 boop. Let's put all these places. All right. Yep. Let's pan up a little, zoom out maybe. Oh wow. Look at that. Wow. Yeah. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around with me. I hope this has been an entertaining video, and I hope you learned something. And if not, I hope you just had a chill time with me. Yeah, consider subscribing. Please like the video if you're still watching. That's like really great for me, the fact that you're still watching. So if you're watching this far, give it a like, please. Thank you. Yeah, bye. This is Midnight Fantasy by Britney Spears. Britney Spears, by the way, not to get really rambly, but Britney Spears is awesome, and I'm starting to think that people who like vehemently dislike Britney Spears either are like misinformed about what happened with her conservatorship and with like the paparazzi and her entire family just mistreating her, or they're just straight up misogynists. Yeah, that's kind of where I sit with that. You don't have to like Britney Spears. You can feel indifferent to her and you're probably fine. But if you like really, really dislike her, I am curious why, and I wonder if it's misogyny. I'm curious. Is it misogyny? Is it possibly because she's inherently like portrayed as a sexual woman? Is that uncomfortable to you? Why is that uncomfortable to you? Yeah. I'll probably cut that out. Let's cut that out. That's that might be too much. I just ran downstairs to get a package that wasn't mine. But it was chocolate, so it needed to come into the air-conditioned house and not be outside anymore, because it's like 95 degrees outside. The chocolate would have melted if I did not bring it inside, so anyway, I'm a little out of breath. Despite the fact that I now have an asthma inhaler, I'm still a little out of breath. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, let's push that over there. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get that to reflect nicely. Okay, almost done.